Hello my friends, welcome to Institute Electronic channel, this is Uncle Misha. And we are back again with Nakamichi MR-2. This time we will definitely address situation with this broken bias pot. Alright, so why I'm so confident? Because I got parts. This is pots and I got them from DigiKey. 100 kilo ohm. Well, 120 watt carbon linear. Linear is the key word here. So, and what's cool about this guy, oh, it's kind of greasy. Oh, interesting. That it is with that end. Alright, so this is direct replacement of what we need. Well, I hope, because I actually didn't have chance to open this up and pull the potentiometer out. But this is supposed to be direct replacement. It took a little bit longer time than I expected because I got potentiometers already, but take a look at the difference. So this is exactly the same version of this potentiometer, but with, I don't know how you call this, cut out, and this one is knurled and split. So unfortunately this one doesn't work because wait, come back out here. Because this little knob does not go over, but it does go over here. So there is a difference. Okay. So, yep. I have to kind of train it to make sure I'm not gonna put too much pressure on it. But anyways, so this is what I need. This is unfortunately not. Well, I cannot return them. I'm gonna have them around, so 100 kilo ohm central detent potentiometers. But I mean, yeah, it's like, I don't think it's possible to return them. So I'm gonna have this little boxy with those potentiometers, and gonna be use them only one today. But it's good to have several because I have several Nakamichis, and who knows, maybe I'm gonna need them in the future. Yeah, so this is it also comes with those washers and nuts, so I'm gonna put them all together in the box. So if you're interested, the exactly right model that I'm using is PDT 902 2215K. B is very important, 104 and D. So B104 and D, so it's like 100 kilo ohm. B is type B, linear with detent, and I think K here means something. I think K is knurled. Yeah, so yeah, so this is the right version of. I'm gonna put this in my description. Okay, this is what we're going to use today to fix the bias potentiometer. Okay, I'll deal with this later. So let's get to it. Well, first of all, we need to disassemble. Do I have to disassemble everything or just that? I don't think I have to remove this plate. I think I'm good just removing this little screw here. Let's try. So imagine this is going to be your user manual of disassembling. Okay, so we have to, don't forget, use the short screw here. So this is loose, and now there is a screw right here. Oh, there is another one. Okay, so those are 3 screws. This one is longer, as you see. I'm gonna put them in a little box. So we're gonna have, say, a box with screws. And this one is even more different. So this screw is a little bit tricky because, first of all, it's smaller. And secondly, it holds the metal plate, which is super annoying to put back on afterwards. Oh, I need to remove this board as well. That sucks. Anyways, so this plate is holding this board, okay? So if you have to unscrew this board as well. Okay, so I don't think there is a way pull it out all together without unscrewing that little screw? Maybe. So we do not unscrew this screw like here. We just leave it as it is. And then we try to pull those two together. Yikes. That's not good. Okay, so this little screw, you see it's smaller, it's thinner, it's fallen out. Yeah, maybe it's not a good idea. I cannot do this. So I have to unscrew. And now I know, after several times and attempts of this, I already know how to put it back on. So I'm not afraid of taking this apart. Okay, I think it's much easier. Okay, this is not self-topper, this is threaded because it goes into metal. So now we can slide it to the side, remove the bracket from right here. Here's the bracket. And now we can, I think we can slide this out completely. Carefully, but I think we can. Let me grab it. No, I have to use fingers. Alright, I think we can. Yes, we can. Okay, here we are. So here's our setup here. So here's the potentiometer, which I believe I'll show you what I did to it, done to it. It's actually, when you turn it, it even feels weird. It's like it has two detents. Yeah. Maybe it's all okay, but I think we would have to replace it. Okay, so now it's moment of truth. Let's take this guy and compare it. I don't know, seems to be pretty good. Maybe it's gonna be all alright. Okay. So it's totally different, but yeah, I need to unscrew it. So let me use one of my pliers right here. Oh, we totally could reuse the original washer, but yeah, we probably will. Why not? Now we have to desolder this guy. I don't really understand this bit. Look at this. Like, you see this? It's like a metal rod soldered to the side of it. Like, what the hell is this? It's some sort of reinforcement? Probably. This is the only thing yeah, it's highly likely just a reinforcement to make sure when you press on it. Maybe I'm MacGyver, some kind of 3D printed contraption to make sure there is not much force applied to this guy, because when you insert, where's the hell this thing is, this guy, it's quite a bit of well, not much really. It flew off, but yeah, I think it's important to reinforce it. Well, again, when you screw it in like this, it's supposed to be reinforced. Yeah, by the way, yeah, it's this little guy has a little detent here as well. Look, it goes perfectly on. Very nice. Okay, so now we have to desolder all these jobs. So we have to bring my desoldering station. Okay, so we have different angle now. Let's try to desolder here. It's even bent it a little bit, like why? Okay. Yeah, some of the pins are bent, so we need to like use something like that to try to straighten them. Okay. Okay, still need to use a little bit of, maybe add some flux. Just to aid some desoldering. Okay. Okay, this is probably okay. Curious if I can desolder this thing here just by the desoldering gun. Just suck the... No. We would need soldering iron for that. Alright, cleaned up. Ah! Okay. That was quick. And we can shut this down as well. Ta-da! Here is our potentiometer. Okay, so we won't be able to solder anything to the back of this guy because there is nothing metal per se. And you see, it's riveted. So both of them are riveted. So yeah, if I would like to fix it, I would have to like, wow, unrivet it. Maybe you know, find some M1 screws. So here I decided to zoom in a little bit better. So this is how this guy look like. This is the original. All right. So we see the rivets that go through the body and keep it all together. There is a metal back plate. Okay. It's a green case, and what I've done to it here, where it is. On this side, you see, I just actually pushed this thing in, and when you rotate it, you feel there is something there, like a scratch, not like like a scratch. It's like slow, and then it's like a second detent, like as if it has second detent. So clearly, I ruined something in there. So this is very important. So this is how the replacement look like. It's more plasticky construction, obviously. Oops. But riveted as well, so probably will be hard to repair. Much harder, like it's not as smooth moving, but it's good enough. I think it's actually even better. I like it's not that this is, yeah, this much smoother but stiffer. Okay, so pins, I have to fix those pins. They have to be straight as possible. I didn't check pin out, but I hope they are 1-to-1, but otherwise it's just no go. Let me try to put it in and see. Okay, I need to clean up some holes because looks like this one. Where are you? Looks like these pins are slightly larger. Yeah, I think new pins are a little bit larger if you compare them, like a wider, slightly, super slightly. Anyways, I'm gonna clean up those pins and I'm gonna desolder, I think, this guy because I think it's interfering. Yep. Yeah, it is clearly interfering, so this rod should go, unfortunately. Yeah, I have to get rid of it. We don't need flux anymore. So desoldering braid to the rescue. Everything is super cleaned up here. So there is no extra solder to mess up insertion of new potentiometer. Okay, so now let's try to insert one. Perfect. Yeah, another possibility that this thing was not just a this little rod was not just a like a brace, was also a shield. Yeah, because looks like it's grounded. Potentially there was also shields. Like this back of this potentiometer has metal plate in contrast to this one. So that could have been like an extra shield, which just kind of makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. We don't have it anymore. I don't know why, because there's no signal coming through here, just a level of bias, so I'm not sure why it needs to be there, but it is what it is. So let's just solder it. I think this guy was all the way in, like this, right? Yep. So this potentiometer feels a little bit more beefier. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but my perception is that this guy is a little bit more beefier. So let's actually solder it. Okay, so this is focus on our part here. For the ease of soldering, I decided to use this helping hand. Let's try to solder it quickly and easily. Okay, I think we are good. Nice and easy. Alright guys, now when we determined that bias potentiometer right here is not the issue and we successfully replaced from the old one to new one, let's put it back together. So for that I would suggest to remove this head connector right here. Okay, so this goes to rack and playback head, because it's gonna help you to actually move this thing back on. And don't forget to install this guy, right? This has to go in here. Very important part or step. First of all, it's gonna secure and reinforce this potentiometer again against bending actions. Very important to do so. Don't have any nice wrench, just gonna use pliers. That's good. Right, so now we have to shove it where it belongs, and it's belong right here. Make yourself comfortable, because that's gonna be some serious operation here, because that has to go exactly where it's supposed to be. And everything's supposed to align. Actually, it didn't go that bad, right? Make sure these guys will align properly. Yep, very nice. And potentiometer sticks out right here. Now it's probably a good idea to at least secure one screw. So this top screw is the gonna hold, and it's actually M3 screw threaded, not a self-topper. Oops, it's gonna hold everything nicely. Go, it's probably easier to do like this. Yep, so you can just insert it like over here, align. All right, so now it is secure. Okay, let's not tighten it up at the moment, because we still have to install this guy, and this probably wouldn't be one of the trickiest part. So this is small self-topper. Let's find the small self-topper, which goes in here. This is the guy, right? So small self-topper. So this bracket is supposed to hold this bracket, this board, I mean. So now, again, make yourself comfortable, orient the cassette deck how it's supposed to be, and try to insert it. I don't know any better way of doing this, but like that. Oh my god, this is so not comfortable. Let's try this. I'm not sure if it's in this way I'm gonna be showing you stuff. Let's try. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to be oriented, but that's not over yet. So now I have to be aligning this with this little tiny screw, which is another like endeavor. In this case, it looks like it's asking for magnetized screwdriver because it's hard. So now, maintaining the pressure on this guy, I have to like lift it slightly higher, I think. Oh. Nice. Lucky. So what you have to do, you have to hold it with your fingers and lift it a little bit while screwing, and it's gonna catch, essentially. So it's not that hard. It's doable. So now we have to put this board back. Alright, so for one side, it's gonna be self-topper. For another side, it's gonna be a... Yeah, so self-topper for this side. Am I right? Or are they both self-toppers? I don't have any... Okay, looks like they are all self-toppers left here. Doesn't matter then. You have to use like a screwdriver you can fit into in between wires, like this, you see. Alright. It's in there. Now another self-topper. Just don't use the short self-topper, because you need it in some other place. Okay, same story, try to fish it through. Nice. This is secured. Now don't forget to put the, where's that connector? Head connector where it belongs. It goes only one way. So, alright, so this is connected, but we're not over yet. It's not over yet, I mean, not finished yet. So this little tiny screw, dimension, small self-topper, is going in here. This is gonna secure the potentiometer nicely, and just use a beefier screwdriver. And don't you dare use a big self-topper here, because you're gonna destroy this little poor guy. Alright, so this is all tips and tricks you need to know in order to install fresh and brand new bias potentiometer. Alright, in here. So now we can protect it by using this guy. So this is the short video, how do you install brand new bias potentiometer and replacing the bad broken one on Nakamichi MR-2.